Okay, and last but not least, we are joined by Arizona State student athletes Taya Hanson and Jaddan Simmons, and head coach Charli Turner Thorne. Charli, invite you to give an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Sounds good. Yeah, we have a saying, last one, best one. Yeah. So usually I tell a corny joke. No corny joke this year. No, I think, but I have a fun announcement. I have a fun announcement today. You guys are probably all on social media, like your social media accounts and stuff. Well, I am announcing today that I am renouncing my Facebook account because of all the misinformation, just fake news. Okay? All that to say, I do want to share with you also that a friend of mine connected me with Elon Musk, and I took a trip on SpaceX, and I came back with, anybody want to take a guess? A new offense. So all that to say, we're, new year. Last year we had no returning starters. This year we have 5 returning starters. Plus we have 4 new players that started at their programs and averaged, probably total about 50 plus points. So, really excited just to be back in, a situation where this team reminds me of a lot of our, top 10, top 15 teams, just in terms of, obviously talent for sure. But, they love each other, really connected. But just their competitive spirit and just all in is something that you're really going to see and feel from this team. So we're excited, and we'll take questions.
Probably the difference between starting with a group of returning starters as opposed to none. How much further do you feel along to start the season than you did this time last year?
I mean, I just feel like it's a regular season. Normally we start really strong. I mean, we've got a great November schedule this year. I mean, we've got Minnesota, Baylor, we've got BYU. I mean, we've got Houston, and we normally are ready for that. And I feel like even though there's a lot of newness to our experience, I just feel like we're kind of back to where we're normally used to being. Last year was quite the anomaly.
Anne-Marie Anderson, Pac-12. My questions are for Taya and Jaddan. I'm wondering, as you look back at last year, what is it that you wanted to improve on? What did you work on in the off season to flip the script on this year?
Yeah, this summer we had the opportunity to finally train together as a team, whereas last year we couldn't be within 6 feet of each other. We couldn't hug each other, high five, you had to wear masks, like all those things made last year very difficult, and we're just wanting to hit the reset button and say we're going to be tough and we're going to love each other and play as one heartbeat. And that's what we've been doing so far this training season, and we can't wait to bring that into the games.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think just last year, it was tough. It was different circumstances. But, I mean, this year we've had a lot of time just to get our chemistry together. I mean, toughness muscle for sure. Like, we've been doing military training and just getting a feel for each other and what our strengths and weaknesses are. So I think this year is going to be a lot of fun just because we have more time and we can be closer to each other.
Lisa Woodward, Pac-12. Charli, you've been in the Pac-12 now. This will be 25 years. It seems like the league has gotten stronger and stronger. We saw 2 Pac-12 teams in the championship for the nation last year. In your opinion, I know every year we say, this is as tough as it's ever been, but what do you really think about from 1 to 12 this year?
I absolutely think, totally objectively, but I absolutely think, hands down, the Pac-12 is the toughest conference because we're so good 1 through 12. There's other conferences, okay, yeah, they're top half, top third are really, really good. Who knows who's better, but 1 through 12, nobody has the depth of our conference. But we have always been good. The Pac-12 network has really helped, highlight all the talent and, incredible players in this conference. I mean, back when I was at the University of Washington, I mean, Stanford and our programs are both #1 seeds, and we both made deep runs. I mean, this is not new. The depth is what's really, I think, sets us apart for sure.
Charli, can you shine a little bit of a light on a little more of a light on the 4 kids coming in that are transfers in that were so good for their other programs? Can you help us understand a little bit about these 4 players?
Great to see you, Ann.
You too, Charli. Thank you.
Hey, great to see all of you guys. Thanks
Yeah.
for being here. I mean, we just appreciate it. It's just, so grateful for, everybody, just all of us to be back together. So, and everything that the Pac-12 conference does to put this on. So we have Mael Giles is a 5th-year grad transfer, started at Rutgers for the last 2 years. Very versatile player, very athletic, can score in multiple ways, going to be a long athletic defender. And just, she's 24 years old. I mean, that's some experience right there. And then Jade Lavelle, averaged 17 a game at Boise State. We actually, we found Mael and Taya knew each other, and that was one of the connection there. Jade Lavelle, we had recruited some out of high school, and she unfortunately didn't play her last summer with club, and so she kind of fell off our radar. But we knew about her. And great standout scorer at Boise State. So she's just a strong, versatile scoring guard. She didn't shoot a lot of threes at Boise. She's definitely added that to her arsenal. So we like the 3, and she's shooting it really well. And then Shauna, Asiana Basillo, our little point guard who played at San Jose State, averaged 19 points a game. She is coming back from a knee injury, but she's doing really well. And I don't know who's the better shooter, Taya. It's hard on any given day. They both just shoot the stuffing out of the ball. Crafty guard, great backcourt mate with Jaddan and our other guards. So she's been fun. And then Isadora Salsa, Izzy. So that was an interesting story. We signed a top point guard out of Australia, Jade Melbourne, played in the WNBL championships, did amazing as a high school kid. So she went pro. So in June, we're kind of looking around, we're probably good. We're fine. And, in my mind, God is good. I mean, we just Jackie Moore, associate head coach, made a few calls, and we were kind of intrigued. And this young lady is a strong, big guard. She can shoot it, and she has great court vision. She's a little injured now. She will not be ready for some of the early games, but she is going to really, really help us this year.
Hey, Charli, Joan Bonvicini, Pac-12 Networks. I know you mentioned early, you got this new offense after going up in space. What's the new offense?
Stay tuned.
Okay, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I know last year was an anomaly. You had a tough year, although you beat Arizona, which, I was amazed. The adjustments, the team played well. And I know that wasn't, I don't know if that was a highlight. That should be a highlight when you beat your rival, How does that propel you? You got new players. How does that, a win like that, propel you for the following year?
Well, I think, before our team got decimated by COVID, we had Stanford, couple possession game, UCLA. Really, my 2-point guards don't get knocked out of the game at the end. We probably win that game. I feel like before we really got decimated by COVID, we were 7-2 and doing really well, Joan. I think it took us that long by the end of the season to kind of get back, and if we ever really did get back, because you didn't have your normal training and conditioning. So I appreciate it. I think, that's just where we expected to be. And, we knew we could, when we're healthy and ready, we could play with anybody last year, but we just had some, kind of injuries along with COVID just really slowed us through a lot of the Pac-12 season. So, but I think that, always when you get a big win, it's fun, but Taya's been a part of a ton of, big wins and playing the best teams in the country, and just playing in that conference last year, even though we didn't get to play everybody. Really nothing Jaddan hasn't seen, so should be fun.
Yeah.
For the players, when the coaches aren't in the locker room and it's just, you all in the locker room when you're, you know, bearing your souls and vulnerable and honest with each other and holding each other accountable? What's that like? Because Arizona State basketball normally translates into upper tier, competitive, knocking on the door of the Pac-12 tournament championships and or going to the NCAA tournament. So when you guys are together and you don't have the coaches talking to you, what are you telling each other?
I love our locker room this year. We hold each other accountable every single day. We talk about practice. We talk about our opponents beating Scout that day. We talk about our goals each and every day. And that
Can you talk about tough stuff? Can you know what I mean? Can you say, hey, not good enough today, or hey, you have to be better. We know you can be better. You have to be better. Can you have those kinds of discussions?
Yeah, we have those discussions on the court while we're playing. Jane?
Yeah, I mean, like she said, we even learned in our military training, he was telling us about how you should hold each other accountable for when you're doing stuff bad and when you're doing stuff good. So, you know, we've done that on the court, and we're just going to continue to grow in that category and just go from there.
Yeah, the players on this team are very receptive to feedback. Feedback that's good, that's bad, all of it. I mean, Charli recruits tough players, so we're able to take stuff and be real with each other. If you're not real, then, I mean, what are you doing here? Like, we're trying to win a championship, and that's the type of locker room we want to have.
Yeah, I mean, even she said a coach-led team can only take you so far, so we're trying to be a player-led team, and, you know, everyone has the responsibility to lead, and that's what the team's doing this year for sure.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. I like asking this question to players. What do you guys most enjoy about being a part of the Arizona State community specifically?
Yeah, I mean, the environment's great. Obviously, we didn't get fans last year, but I can just tell the support, like, already that I've been around from the coaches, the, like, community. Everyone's just great. Athletic directors, everyone's just been so supportive to us and make sure that we have everything that we need in order to be successful.
Yeah, we're truly taken care of. And the environment at Arizona State is everyone's directed towards victory. Like, our slogan is on to victory. And that's how everyone in the program competes and how coaches lead. So it's fun to be in that culture.
Time for maybe one or two more. Is there any other questions? If not, Charli, Jaddan, Taya, thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.